Chairperson Hayes.
Present.
Trustee Liverati.
He called and won't be attending.
Okay. Trustee Patton.
Here.
Trustee Salinger.
She called and said that she wouldn't be attending.
Okay. Vice Chair Long.
Present.
There's a quorum. We have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Moving on to item 2, public.
Chairperson Hayes, can you note on the record that
I will note on the record that Ms. Long is attending via phone. Okay. With that, we'll move on to item 2, public comment. Members of the public who wish to address the library board may do so at this time. Seeing none forthcoming, we'll move on to item 3, approval of the meeting minutes from the previous meeting. Did everybody have a chance to review those minutes, and were there any changes?
None from me.
Okay. I just noticed one quick one, that the time was incorrect at the very top.
If there are no further changes, I would accept a motion to approve as amended.
I say we approve the minutes as amended.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that she can hear and everything.
All right. With that, we'll move on to item 4, the Friends of the Carson City Library report.
I'll make this brief. There is a report in your and handouts out down the back. When this was written, our parking lot sale had not actually happened yet, so I just wanted to let you know that it was pretty successful. We sold approximately 1,000 different items and made almost $300 because we were selling them for a dime and 25 cents a piece. So.
Excellent. Thank you very much. With that, we'll move on to item 5, Library Board of Trustees business. I will note that for this item, we will only be hearing and deciding on items A and C. Subsequent items will be tabled until the next board meeting. I will also note that staff reports have been attached to the meeting. So with that, we'll move on to item 5A, discussion and possible action to approve purchase of desks from the Adams Hub Fund.
Do you want?
For the record, Valerie Quape, Business Development Manager for the Special Library Program of Economic Development at Adams Hub. So we are looking at building or creating more of a shared office space in one of our offices in order to improve the income that we can have and cost recovery for the building itself in the space in one of the upstairs offices that's larger. And then we are also planning to put a desk in one of these downstairs side rooms off of like the vault conference room to make it into a podcast room that would be available to clients and other parties as available. So we're working on price schedules on that. That's not included in other items, but that's our plans with these tables and other items.
And I see that you're requesting funds not to exceed $2,500. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Excellent, thank you. Did the Board of Trustees have any discussion regarding that item?
I do have one question. Can you guys hear?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Can you repeat again where the desks are going?
We are putting, I believe it's 4 to 5 desks in one of the upstairs offices, and so those that office will be a shared office / designated desk room. So previously, that arrangement for our current clients was called a designated desk, which is where there may be several desks in one room and one person pays basically a fee to use that one desk space within the shared office. And so we're calling it a shared desk or shared office / designated desk in our listings. But so there's going to be 4 to 5 there, and then we also are planning to put one in the a small room that is off of one of the downstairs conference rooms. It's very, very quiet. We're making it into a podcast room.
Is it in the vault, or is it the small room that's in the vault?
It is the small room that's in the vault.
Okay. If there's no further discussion, I would entertain a motion to approve the funding.
Motion to approve the purchase of desks from the Adams Hub not to exceed $2,500 in fiscal year 2018.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. Those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Okay.
Those opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Moving on to item 5C, presentation, discussion, and possible action to approve Adams Hub for Innovation policy to include procedures, policies, and client contract template for the special library program at the Adams Hub for Innovation.
Okay, so I am going to, I am going to let Valerie speak on this, but I did want to note that in the staff summary, we do say a leasing, and that is a misspeaking. We actually mean a licensing for the Adams Hub.
Do you guys see where she's talking about? So basically, it's a license agreement, not a lease agreement, just so that everyone's clear about what we're talking about. Thanks.
Okay.
So I believe that there are two agreements that were added as late material. And one is for what we're calling an executive startup, which is a full price licensing agreement for separate offices. And what that includes is, at the moment, is 4 hours of, it's a different one. It would be 10 hours of conference room space and all other services available. And the reason why we wanted to include all these different items was because it is the most expensive price point, and we want to ensure that there is value to our current and past clients who are going to be under this price point. The other agreement is a general agreement that allows us to have a little bit more flexibility as far as the different types of licensing and spacing, or licensing of spaces there at the Adams Hub. And so that is the purpose of that general agreement.
Have the board members had time to review these agreements, and is there any discussion regarding those?
I just have a question. Have you kind of compared to other types of things like this around the country, and you're kind of within the range of?
So we've done some local market research, which probably has the biggest impact. And as far as office space is concerned, this is pretty competitive, as the market itself is pretty high. So for the amount of services that we're offering within these packages, this is a very fair price. And additionally, we were looking at other similar organizations in the region and kind of their cost recovery, and after talking with other organizations, kind of figuring out how we can best set ourselves up for the most sustainability compared to what they are and are not doing.
I do want to say that we also, INBIA is the International Association of Business Incubators, and they have kind of best practices for business incubation, and they have published different types of manuals that give ideas of agreements. And while crafting this agreement, we did have help from our assistant DA. I don't know what your title is. A deputy DA. And also with we use those agreements to pattern some of what we did off of.
Were there any questions on the phone?
Sorry, none here.
Okay, if there's no further discussion, then I would entertain a motion to approve.
I move that we approve these agreements, and that's it.
Can you repeat?
I'll second.
Okay, just a bit of discussion on that, just so we can add in. These are month-to-month agreements, and the price schedule reflects that, as well as we may be making changes to these licensing agreements moving forward, depending on what the climate is for those agreements.
So basically, it was set up this way so that as things grow and change over the next 6 months, because this is a new program for the library, there's that flexibility built into the agreement. So you may see changes coming forward month to month, but we're probably going to use the same structure that you see, but modify it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would expect from something so new. I don't believe that we need to change the motion that's currently on the floor for that, though, correct? Okay. So in that case, we do have a motion and a second. Those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. With that, as I mentioned before, we will be tabling the rest of the items. As I said, staff reports are attached, and we will be moving all the way to item 8, board members' announcements and requests for information. Did any board members have announcements or requests for information?
None here.
None here.
All right, in that case, we'll move on to item 9, public comment. If any members of the public wish to address the library board, now is the time. Seeing none forthcoming, we'll move on to item 10, adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We are adjourned.